afternoon, my lovely friends, and happy Wednesday. It's the 13th today. I hope you're all having a lovely day. It's freezing here today. I mean, it's not literally freezing, it's just I'm just being a bit dramatic, but it is cold today. Oh my gosh, it's only 15 degrees. That's so cold. Oh my gosh. This is really cloudy outside, so there's no sun to go and sit in and defrost. But I've got my trusty lovely scarf just over my knees because I'm a bit of a granny that way. I thought I'd just clear up a few things. I had a lot of questions about my Liberty Flower Show quilts. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who recommended different shops and online stores to look for more of the Liberty fabric. I did check out a lot of your suggestions, but a lot of those places either didn't have the range that I wanted. I found out what this range is. I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, they either didn't have the range or all they sold was the Tanner lawn. I don't want Tanner lawn. I want the quilter's cotton, which is called 100% Lazenby cotton. I did manage to actually find an online store in Australia. So I found out the name of these fabrics. These are from a collection called the Hasketh House collection. It's on the screen. The only way I found that out is I actually undid the fat quarter bundle and I opened it up to see if there were any names on the selvages, and there was. So the Hasketh House collection, and then it also has the different names of the fabrics as well, which was very helpful. I was like, of course. I was a little bit slow on the intake with this one, so I searched this morning for the Hasketh. I don't know how to say it. So I searched this morning for the Hasketh House collection Australia, and I brought up a couple of places that sell it. I chose to shop at a little online store. They also have a bricks and mortar store. It's called Berrima Patchwork. They're on the Old Hume Highway if you are interested, and they had lots of different prints from that range available, so I bought a few. I bought a couple of more blues and a couple of different other prints that I didn't have in the collection. So with those fabrics bought, I will have plenty of fabric to be able to make the size quilt that I want with all the same collection fabric, which is great. I'm very excited about that. So again, thank you to everyone who suggested places and forwarded websites and stuff like that. I really do appreciate it, and you're all just legends. The other thing I wanted to chat about, a lot of people were like, why don't you make... You hear that cockatoo in the background? Noisy birds. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the template. I mentioned that with the template size that they've given you, it's too big for the block size that they give you to put it onto. People suggested that I just make it a 1/4 inch smaller because I'm doing a raw applique. I actually did that. That's what this little line is here. So I just measured in a 1/4 inch and I made a second template, which is this one here, and that's that smaller one on the inside. But even taking a 1/4 inch off the template, it still didn't fit the 5-inch square. I said 5.5 in the other video, but it says 5-inch. It doesn't fit the 5-inch square because you need to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance at either point so that when you piece them all together, all of the points of the petal are sort of like nesting next to each other. So that didn't work. So I was like, no, I just want to have it the same size as this template because I feel having it the size that they're actually suggesting, you're going to be able to see a lot more of the print of the fabric. So a lot of the prints that I've got, they're sort of like a big print and I don't want to lose it. So I feel that using the bigger template would be better. So that's why I did some adjustments and I put on another 3/4 of an inch on top of the 5 inches that they suggested. So yeah, hopefully you follow that train of thought, but so that's what I'm going to do for my quilt. I think it will work out the best. Today I'm just going to do a really quick mock-up of the block just to make sure that everything works, because as I mentioned in the video on Monday, was it Monday? Yeah, Monday, I don't want to cut into the fabrics until I am 100% certain that everything is going to work because it is precious fabric. So I'm going to get some scraps out of my endless scrap bundle and I'll make up a test block and see how we go. I'm also going to get out my old sewing machine, my other brother machine, because that one has the buttonhole stitch that I want to use. I want to experiment with different sort of lengths and widths of that stitch to get one that's like perfect, and we'll just see how everything works. So this is a precious quilt, that's why I'm being really quite cautious with it and making sure everything's going to work. Usually I don't go to this much detail, I just go for it, but yeah, I just want to get it right. I just want it to be good. I just want to say I love reading your comments, and I love it when people give me different suggestions and think of things in a way that I don't think, you know, because we all think differently, we all approach a project differently, and we also, I suppose, understand things in a different way. So I always like the different perspectives that you guys bring and comment on, and you know, just say, oh, have you not thought of it from this angle, or have you thought of not doing it this way? I really appreciate it. So thank you very much for your comments. I love them. And never be afraid to comment either. I must admit, I'm not someone who comments on videos. I'm like a silent watcher. Anyway, I'm going to, alright, okay, I'm going to stop rambling and just get into it. Alright, so I've just gotten out my old girl machine. This is a Brother Novus 200 quarters edition. It's so weird sitting in front of this machine. It's so small and like fat and chubby and lovely, but I still love it so much. I've just spent some time appliquing some of my little petals onto some fabric. So with the little sample that I did the other day, I'm going to just have a little play around with different lengths and widths of the little buttonhole stitch, and I don't remember which one it is. I have a little plate here that has all the different stitches on this machine, and I think the one I want to do, oh, there's two choices. I think it's number 12. Number 12, this one here, that's the stitch I'm going to go for. And as far as I can remember, that is a stitch that I can change with the stitch width and the stitch length to make it into something that suits what I want it for. So I've got thread in there, that's all good. So let's put that on number 12 and we'll see, let's have a little bit of a play and we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, let's see what it's on. Oh, I don't know the controls. Oh, needle up. Okay, there we go. And this one doesn't have a thread cutter. That feels so weird. Okay, now that is too big. I want it to be quite sort of like delicate and intricate. Let's have another bit. Alright, let's check that one out. I think I like that size now. It's a bit hard to see because it's like a white on white fabric. So what I'll do is I'll do one on one of these that I've done, and I'll show you what it looks like what I've done. Before I do, the way that I've appliqued them on is I've just used my little SNAIL glue stick. So it's just a little like applique glue sticky thing. So much better than using Blythe's Fix or Heat and Bond, so much quicker. So I will possibly end up doing, if this all works, I'll do exactly the same thing when I'm doing the real thing. Okay, I think I'm liking where this is going. Here we go. What do you guys think? Do I need to make that buttonhole stitch bigger, smaller, or like wider in width, more together? I actually don't mind it. I think it looks okay. Far away. Yeah, I quite like it, but I would love to know your opinion, what you think. I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the next 3, and then we'll piece it together, and that will be the finished block. And hopefully it all works well together. If it does, then we're good to go with the real thing. My little petals are being appliqued on using the blanket stitch, and that looks really nice. I think I'm going to keep it at that size. I think it's fine. So now I'm just going to sew them all together and we'll have a block and we'll have a look and see how it works. Well, let's be honest, I've learnt from doing this block. Here it is. Ta-da! So, I've learnt that I'm going to have to be really quite picky about my seam allowances, because we should really have these all sort of joined up together, and I have sewn over some of the stitching here, but that's okay. I think that still looks pretty cool. I've learned that the stitch around the petals is good. I really like that. I've learnt that I need to be a little bit more in control of my 1/4 inch. I may have to do maybe like a scant 1/4 inch, I think, and I think it should work a little bit better. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with that. Using this will work instead of using heat and bond or Fix paper, so that's good. I've got plenty of refills, so I think it should do the whole quilt. Another thing I've learned is I'm going to need a lot of patience to do this because it's going to take forever. Especially cutting out all the petals and then appliquing them all on, but that's okay. It's a process, it's a journey, it's what quilt making is all about, so yay, I'm pretty excited to get this started now. Happy days. Right, so I think it's time to have a cup of tea. It is 3:45, 3:45, and I wonder why I'm feeling a little bit peckish, so I think it's tea time. And I think I'm going to have a scone or two. I hope you enjoyed the recipe that I gave you yesterday, or today. It comes out today, but I did it yesterday. It's all very confusing. There were a lot of requests for that recipe, so I just decided to put it into one short little video so that if you ever need to refer back to it, the video is just there for you to watch quickly and simply. And yeah, so give them a go. They're so easy to make and they taste delicious. So yeah, I hope you enjoy them. I'm about to go enjoy one right now. I'm going to put some jam on it. We don't have any cream, so it's just going to have to be a bit of butter and jam. It still tastes good with a lovely cup of tea. Yes.